All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. The Atlanta Braves last won the World Series back in 2011, and they had to do it then without one of their best players. And if the Braves want to win another championship here in 2024, they're going to have to do it without him again. An ACL injury abruptly ended All Star outfielder Ronald Acuna Jr.'s season back in 2021. And now, here in 2024, the reigning National League MVP is on the shelf once again with another ACL injury. It happened a couple of days ago in Pittsburgh against the Pirates. And, it's a tough blow to a young man who really had gotten back on track prior to the first injury, had a tremendous 2023, which resulted in him being the NL MVP. You're talking about Acuna Jr. last year hit 337 with an on base percentage of 416, a slugging percentage of nearly 600 as he belted 41 home runs, had 106 runs batted in, and also stole 73 bases while having 217 hits and scoring 149 runs for the Braves. You look at this Braves team right now, and the injuries are piling up. Of course, they began this season, basically began the season without Spencer Strider, who was put on the disabled list back in April as he underwent Tommy John surgery. And, now they're going to have to do it without Ronald Acuna Jr. I'll tell you like this: the Braves, they have one of the deepest lineups in baseball, and that is their saving grace. I mean, they're 30 and 21 right now. And of course, they're 6 games back of the Phillies and the East in the National League. And that's because, the Phillies have been blowing off the doors on everybody so far. But if you look at this Braves team, I think they're going to be okay. All right. It's one of those where you simply don't replace a Ronald Acuna Jr. in the lineup. But the thing is, he wasn't playing great so far this season. I mean, in 49 games for Atlanta, he was only batting 250 with 4 home runs and 15 runs batted in. So he was having a down year in comparison to last year. But even with all of that said, the Braves are still right there in playoff contention. And it's one of those where, you look at it the last couple of years, the Braves won 100 plus games in the regular season. Of course, they were one and done in the postseason, courtesy of the Philadelphia Phillies. But you go back to when the Braves won it all back in 2021, they only won 88 games in the regular season, and they got it together in the postseason, and the rest is history. So I look at this team right now. There's still talent on this team. Okay, you have Marcel Ozuna, who is having a phenomenal year for the Braves so far, batting 310 with 15 home runs and 47 runs batted in coming into this season. You look at Matt Olson, he's had a down year in comparison to last year. You also look at Austin Riley, he is yet to get it going as well. And with all this said, the Braves are still in playoff contention. They are the top wild card team right now in the National League. You look at what their pitching has been able to do with the rejuvenation, if you will, of one Chris Sale. So I think at the end of the day, Atlanta is going to be okay. It's one of those where you simply don't replace a guy like Ronald Acuna Jr., especially when you're talking about a guy who was an MVP. But I think being that the Braves have had experience in this, granted, they don't have the same team now that they did then. In 2021, you still had a Freddie Freeman, you still had a Dansby Swanson in that lineup, but nonetheless, you still got plenty of time to put this thing together if you're the Braves because it's late May. So you got plenty of season if you're Atlanta to try to figure this out without Freeman. Pardon me, excuse me, thinking about 2021 without Acuna, and get this thing done and get this ship righted for October. But nonetheless, huge, still a huge blow for the Braves, and it's still a huge blow for baseball because Ronald Acuna Jr. is one of the most exciting players in the game, and he brings that excitement to the field every day when he's there. You never know what that young man is going to do. But nonetheless, the Braves, I do believe, will soldier on. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line to be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.